What's up, everyone? We're Meghan and Matt. I'm Matt.
I'm Meghan.
Welcome to our van tour.
Did you know if you list your van with Outdoorsy, you can earn up to $50,000 a year? Check the link in the description to find out how.
Our van's a 2019 Ram 2500 ProMaster. It's the 159-inch wheelbase, non-extended.
So we've always wanted to get into a van. I wanted to get into a van like 5 years ago, and about 3 years ago I met Matt and I was like, hey, would you want to do van life? And he was like, oh yeah, maybe. And I was like, he's the one for me. And we moved in 2 months ago. Building the van was super fun and we had no issues at all.
That's a complete lie. We had no experience going into this. I quit my job to build it. It took us exactly 6 months. So let's show you inside. Alright, so when you first walk into our van, the first thing you're probably going to notice is our stove. We got a lot of comments on this. This is a 12-volt RV stove from Furrion. It runs on propane, which we have in a vented box underneath the stove directly. We chose this positioning here because it's right under our fan and it's right next to the door, so we get tons of ventilation, and also when we're cooking with the door closed, we can look outside the window and we can see all the cool scenes that we're at. One question we get asked a lot is, do we actually use the oven? And the answer is, we want to use it more, but it's been so hot everywhere that we go that we don't really turn it on. But we have used it once, and we do plan to use it again in the future, which is why we bought it. But for now, it's just kind of a storage for stuff. Moving on over here, we have 2 pantry drawers. We keep our olive oil and some canned goods and stuff in there, and our coffee and plates underneath. And all of them are secured with these barrel bolts, so that way when we're driving we don't have to worry about anything popping out. Moving on over, we have our kitchen utensil drawer, which is the catch-all for all of our kitchen stuff. And then down here we've got a little 12-volt fridge, which we usually keep stocked with tons of food, vegetables. We usually grocery shop about twice a week. Sometimes we can stretch it to just once a week. One tip that we have for anyone out there who's building a van, lives in a van, thinks they want to live in a van, is ditch that idea about the hanging basket. You're going to just destroy all the produce that's in there. It might look cool, but feasibly, it just doesn't make sense. So we got this little wire basket, and we just attach it to the wall, and this is where all of our fresh produce goes. The main thing that we wanted to do in this van was keep it like we did at our apartment. So we cook almost every meal, so we wanted to make sure we have all the counter space that we can do all of our cooking on. Right here usually is where we make our coffee in the morning. So we recently just got this little electric kettle, so we don't have to turn on the propane every time and heat up the van in the desert, so that's been clutch. So moving into our upper head storage, I made all these rope pulls out of my old tree climbing rope because I was a tree climber in the past life. And this here we have all of our toiletries and toothbrushes and whatnot. And on this side we've got some pantry items and some more just food stuff, and then we got clothes in the other ones. So everything that we need that's relatively light is up top, and the heavier stuff's down below.
On the left side of our van is where I don't do all the dishes, Matt does. But I insisted on a black sink, which aesthetically pleasing, yes, but it gets really dirty, so I do not really recommend, but it looks pretty. We have this cutting board that we keep on top just to cover everything down. We actually already had this in our apartment and it was perfect size, so I just sanded it, put it up there. We have a black faucet that swivels, and we can actually swivel this into our second door because this door actually opens and we can just take a little rinse off shower. We've been in this van for 2 months, we've only done it twice. But we have the option if we wanted to. For our water system, we have a 40-gallon in the back under the bed, and we have a 5-gallon gray water tank underneath the sink that we can just pull in and out, and we can access it through the second door. Our faucet is run with a water pump, and we have hot water and cold water. We have a 2.5-gallon hot water heater. This is where we keep our Max Air fan remote. We actually have 2 fans, one in the front, one in the back. We actually have 2 of these remotes, but we could have gone with just one because they actually work universal. So we could have saved 50 bucks, I think. The number one question we get asked is, where do we poop? And I would just like to say that that is a lot of information. We poop in a Nature's Head toilet. The urine goes into the front end of the toilet and the poop goes in the back. It's a composting toilet, which has a vent that goes out on the bottom of the van. So it doesn't smell that much unless we go more than a month using it without replacing the peat moss. Don't make that mistake because it starts to smell pretty badly when you're driving. Some people are really weird about pooping in front of their significant others. Fortunately, Matt and I did not have that problem. So this toilet comes out facing the communal area, and we just go and have conversations and talk to each other while we're going. We're gonna...
This is where we hold our business meetings.
Since we have two doors too, we can also look left and right and into these beautiful views and poop in nature without having to poop in nature. It's awesome. This is where I keep all of my plants. It's the perfect spot because they look right into the window, so we have not had an issue with keeping plants in the van. And we have a Christmas cactus, some succulents, which don't need that much water. We were able to get away with an 8-foot, one-piece butcher's block counter, but actually right here we had to turn the butcher's block around so that we can fit it into this L shape right here. And in here we have the biggest drawers we've ever seen. And this is where we keep all of our spices, and where we built a drawer, which is just a drawer within a drawer that pulls out all of our spices, and it allows us to grab the things in the back without having to dig in. On the bottom, we have all of our pots and pans. All of our pots and pans. That's all.
Megan still works full-time on the road, so when I built the van, I wanted to make sure that she had a good spot to work at all times. So this seat where I'm at is the permanent workstation. So to access the rest of it, you just slide the table out of the way, and our bed actually rests on these 2x6 rails. So we keep them locked in on these barrel bolts, the same with the other ones while we're driving. And when it's time for sleep time, we pull the bed slats all the way out. And then our mattress comes up and we fold it over on the back, so sometimes we can also put it up as a couch, but it's a full-size bed when it's fully extended like this. And then it's really easy to just slide back in, and now we can just hang out in the van. Underneath these benches are massive storage bins for blankets, pillows, backpacks, whatever other random stuff we want to fit in there. We actually have way more space than what we really need. And moving on to the bed area, we installed these bunk windows directly underneath the max air fan, so when we exhaust the fan, the air comes in and it has a really nice wind tunnel. And then what we'll do is we'll also take the front one and we'll have that intaking, so we get a really nice breeze. So even when it's like 80, 90 degrees at night, it keeps it like a cool 70 in here. And over these cabinets are where we keep all of our clothes. I really don't have any clothes, so I should probably get some more. And I'm 5'10", and we can sleep in the ProMaster this way. That's like the main reason that we went with the ProMaster, because it's the widest of the vans. Alright, moving into the electrical system of our van, we wanted to make sure that we can power things like our hot water heater, our Instant Pot, and our new coffee maker. So we got the 3000 watt inverter from Victron. We went Victron everything. We just think that it's the top quality products. It's worth the extra money because we do live in this full time, and we plan on living it full time for many, many years to come. We got 300 amp hours of batteries from Battleborn. We have 600 watts of solar that we did get from Renogy. They're wired in series. We're able to turn them on and off to access with this little panel here. It's a little circuit breaker. We have an AC DC distribution panel right here. Just keeps everything nice and organized, so if we need to check on a fuse or if we need to reset a circuit breaker, it's all right there. We don't have to go digging through anything. And then behind all of this other stuff, we have a Victron Orion DC to DC charger, so we can charge our van's batteries while using the alternator. Other than that, back here is just kind of a catch-all for all of our stuff. We keep our moonshade back here, which we really do like. It's super easy to set up. It's affordable. Can't recommend it enough. We keep some hiking boots, some hiking poles. So I think the most unique thing about our van that I have not seen on anyone else's van is that we have 2 sliding doors. So building around this was really hard, but we're glad that we left this open because now we can access our Nature's Head toilet when we need to dump the poop section, and we can also take out our gray water directly from the back. So just by leaving it open, we kept it simple. And when it's really hot, we just open this up and we get such nice cross breeze. So thanks for watching our van tour. We really enjoyed showing you guys it. If you guys have any questions, let us know in the comments below. And if you want to find out more about us, you can find us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. All the same, Megan and Matt.
Come along for the ride.
See you out there.
I hope you enjoyed that video. If you hadn't noticed, we do sell an ebook for how to convert a van. It has over 190 pages of detailed instructions and diagrams, also 25 video tutorials which are specifically for the ebook buyer. Creating a van for many people is obviously a really intimidating project, but I really believe, and I've seen it time and time and time again, that with the right information, anyone can turn out with a pretty decent van conversion. So check the link in the description, subscribe to the channel if you are not already, and drop us a comment if you like this video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.